Libra. I stopped the camera there so that I could let those siren noises finish off. Let's see if there's anything from Spirit for Libra this weekend. Just some weekend guidance for Libra. Couple of cards, Spirit. I wanted to thank all of you that have subscribed. It's really nice to have some folks joining the tribe. I've been reading tarot for over 30 years, but only for friends, myself and my friends and occasional family members. But I just felt really called with all of the recent energetic changes, planetary alignments, just the changing season of my life, that I should be sharing what I'm able to do, the messages I'm able to receive. So we have 3 cards here. I'm not sure which one came out first. I think perhaps the Seven of Swords. We'll read it that way. That the Seven of Swords came out first. And so here we have, this potential deception or trickery. Sometimes it can mean that you have to use a certain tact or guile in your dealings with other people, and it doesn't really sit well with you. You don't really feel comfortable. It's not technically lying, but you feel a bit false in it, and that is the energy I'm sort of getting. There's some situation you're in, and we have here the Hierophant, which is about the authority and the establishment, and the powers that be, the ethical and moral authorities that you have to deal with in life. And my sense here is that there's something about bureaucracy, and you have to use diplomacy, but it's feeling a little false for you. It's not really sitting well with you. You don't feel like you're being fully authentic in whatever you have to do here. You may have to fill out paperwork, you may have to toe the line in some way that at work probably, I'm not really getting a sense of it being anything to do with romance or family relationships. It's more not even necessarily work. Could be work, but it sort of feels like there's some organization in your town or your state, and you need to interact with them, and they don't really seem like the most authentic folk to you, but it's really essential for you and the cause that you're representing that you're able to glad hand, to go and network and schmooze and shake hands and say hellos and have small talk. And that I sort of get the feeling, maybe Libra, that that's not what you're normally comfortable doing, but it's really essential in this case. And I think that there is this last card, which is the Queen of Cups, which is a beautiful card. Let's see if I can get a close-up for you without, sometimes it focuses, sometimes it doesn't. See how beautiful this card. The fish in the glass cup of water is meant to be creativity in this image. If you read the book that came with this deck, this is the Line Strider Tarot by Shiloh Thompson. See the jellyfish imagery. And in this card we have a sense of calm and comfort and reaching into the deeper unknown parts of yourself sometimes. It's this ultimate feminine expression of love, the cups being about emotion. It's this getting in touch with your emotional self. How does this interplay with these other 2 cards? Perhaps you're being called on to provide a compassionate support to someone, and appeasing this, the authorities in some way is how you get the funds you need to provide that compassion. I sort of get a very strong sense now, Libra, that you work in a halfway house or some sort of support organization for folks that are in need, that really need help, and it's a very noble effort, a noble cause that you're fighting for. which will take you out of your comfort zone into this place where you're not really lying, but you're not really feeling 100% authentic, but it's what needs to be done in order to get the resources you need to further your compassionate mission. I think that's sort of what I'm seeing for you, Libra. Let's move on now. I'm going to do a little shuffling, and then we will move into Scorpio. Just trying to get all the signs in before the sun sets. Just a little bit, very, very brief weekend guidance. I am hoping once fall gets here and life is a little more ordered and regimented, I will be able to make time for a little bit longer readings for each of the signs to make the monthlies, a good long read. I'm also contemplating a Patreon site that would have, different tiers for folks, and I could do love readings, maybe. Sometimes these readings stray into the realm of love, but they aren't always the case. Usually it's just whatever messages Spirit has. Okay, let's see. For Scorpio, for the weekend, what do we have for Scorpio? Any guidance for Scorpio for the weekend from Spirit? We have a couple of cards. One more. We have one more card for Scorpio for the weekend. Spirit. One more card for Scorpio, please. Alright. Oh, looks like a pretty good weekend, Scorpio. You're starting out with this Empress energy. This is, about mother... Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can turn you around. There are a whole bunch of turkeys, and there's like 3 parents and like 12 babies. Let me see if I can turn you around so you can see the turkeys. Can you see them? Wow. Absolutely invaded. I'm gonna stay in here behind my gate. Oh, what a wonderful thing. Look at all the babies. Wow. All the wild turkeys. Alright, we'll leave them there. We'll go back to our reading here. Let's see if I can adjust this camera again. They're having a battle out there. Alright, let's see. There, I think that's where we are. Okay, sorry for the interruption there. Scorpio. Let's see what we have. We have the Empress card first, which was, our mother energy. That sort of, I'm supposed to be keeping it clean for the underage. This, just a little distracted by the turkeys. So it can be fertility, it can be giving birth to something new in your life, getting in touch with nature. Could be the onset of an earthier phase of life, where you are focused on home and family more, Scorpio. Then we have this Ace of Wands that came in next, and the wands, they're fire and creativity. So again, we have this message of something new potentially being born in this creation, desire, inspiration, some sort of uprush of activity and energy in the realm of creative. And your third card is the Three of Cups, which is the party animals. And I love her artwork here. The Three of Cups with the party animals. Can you still hear those turkeys? They're out there now in the deeper grass, and I'm sorry. This has gone off the rails entirely. I'm so distracted now. The Three of Cups is about friendship, community, happiness. Could be celebrating a marriage. You could be celebrating the birth of a child. Not necessarily your own. That's not what I'm feeling here. I think going to a celebration. But there is this motherhood aspect. So, perhaps some of you, Scorpios, have just become a mom. Your ultimate creation, right? Your ultimate act of creation and bringing another life into the world. Or perhaps you are, going to celebrate that event for another person this weekend. Or if there's nobody that applies to in your life, maybe you are having, maybe you've created some art, some sort of art pieces that would be then related to the earth in some way. So maybe maybe you're a potter. Maybe you've made something with clay and you're having a gallery show this weekend. Sorry, the cards are over here. There's something has been created. You have this great energy welling up in you to do further creation, and there's some sort of celebration this weekend around that creative endeavor. All right, let me shuffle again. I think the turkeys have calmed down. The sirens maybe will be ending soon. And who's up next? Sagittarius. Let's see what we have for Sagittarius. No, I didn't shuffle it. Let me just shuffle these quickly. Yeah, we are vacationing in the woods in New England. And sometimes you will meet turkeys in the woods in New England. They're still out there chasing each other around. I feel like there might be 2 or 3 mothers and their chicks, and they're fighting. The mothers are sort of nipping at each other, nipping at each other because they want their chicks to have the best grass to eat. Which is interesting. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. Oh, we still have a big bunch of adult turkeys sitting out here quietly behind me. If they get along, then it'll be quiet. If not, they may start beautiful songs. These cards are really, really sticky, Sagittarius. I don't know why they've gotten so sticky. Let's try this. Spirit have a message for Sagittarius for the weekend. What do you think for Sagittarius, Spirit? Guideposts, thoughts to think, ideas to consider over the weekend for Sagittarius. Any imagery for Sagittarius to ponder for the weekend? What does Sagittarius need to know for the weekend? Spirit, anything for Sagittarius? I don't know, Sag. Maybe you're going to have a nice quiet weekend. The cards have gotten rather sticky. It's a little muggy, sticky, humidity. We may have to pick off top and bottom for you. Oh, there's a couple. One more for Sagittarius. One more card for Sagittarius. Alright, we'll pick off the bottom for you. So I want you to have at least 3 cards. Alright, so we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Cups. And then off the bottom we have the 5 of Wands. Alright, so the Wheel of Fortune is, the natural cycles of life, endings, beginnings. Things come, they go. It's natural. It's a natural progression that what is here today will gradually change. So there's some sort of event or whispers of change. I don't really feel an energy here of dramatic change right away, but I think there's just this starting to get the hint this weekend of change, something changing. And an Ace of Cups is often interpreted as a new offer of love, right? Somebody coming in, offering you their cup to share a drink of love and emotion. It can be just as simple as a new feeling, right? Not necessarily romantic. It could be that you are starting to explore your spirituality. You're starting to experience a bit more of yourself on a deeper level. You're getting in touch with your intuition a little bit more. So the change that you start to feel this weekend could be, just sitting quietly in meditation and becoming more familiar with your internal knowing and your connection to the divine. It could also be, that you're expressing feelings that you've been wanting to express, Sagittarius, that you're now, for whatever reason, a switch has flipped and you feel comfortable expressing. The Five of Wands energy, which came off the bottom of the deck, I'm not sure if this is your card, Sag, really, because this card tends to be about competition, rivalry, conflict, struggling against your material reality to achieve a goal. It's not really resonating for me as part of this reading, but it is possible that there may be some conflict in your weekend, some minor disagreement that brings you back to this, outpouring of emotion, or getting in touch with your own internal compass. I think it's more, I'll take the one off the top too and see. This one is a really great card, the Ten of Cups. It's just like your wishes coming true, right? And maybe that's more your energy than the other, because you have this outpouring of feeling. This change is happening. Certainly when we've been wishing for something for a very long time, and it finally arrives, it does start this wheel rolling. This Wheel of Fortune card could be kicking into play because some wish is coming true, and that wish may have something to do with a new relationship, a new connection, a new experience of a feeling you haven't had before. So I would be curious, Sagittarius, to hear after your weekend how it went. Let's do Capricorn next. The sun isn't set yet, but it's getting there quickly. Capricorn. I guess the turkeys have moved on. Alright. Spirit, any messages for Capricorn for the weekend? Any messages for Capricorn for the weekend? Anything for Capricorn? Any guideposts? What should Capricorn be looking out for this weekend? What should Capricorn be spending some time thinking about over the weekend? There's a couple cards, maybe just one more. Is there anything further for Capricorn? Anything for my Capricorn crew? Guys, very straightforward folk. I don't know if you even watch tarot that much, but such a great sign. Alright, so we had first this Nine of Wands, which is about, this little fox who's been through the ringer. You can tell he has some wounds from his battles, but he's not down for the count. He's still standing, and he's got those 9 wands that he's collected. At least 8 of those he's collected from other people he's beaten in battle. So he's a bit battle-worn, but still standing, and I don't know why I say he. Could very well be she. There is no gender in tarot, but this fox is not down for the count yet, right? Still fighting. Then the second card you got was the Moon, which is about the unconscious, and mystery. Could represent a water sign in your life. I've heard Cancer, I've heard Pisces, Capricorn. The other thing that I like about this imagery, and I don't know why there's a lobster, I should know that, and I will look it up at some point, but there's 2 dogs, right? There's the domesticated dog and the wolf. And I love that imagery about the Moon card because it's this rewilding, right? You may be on the outside look like that very domesticated dog, but on the inside, the wild part of you still survives, and I think that fox has a lot to do with that wild side. You know, it's the survival instinct in you. And I don't know what that is about this weekend, but I think that there's maybe some event in which you understand you're not so tamed yet. You're not down for the count. You're still able to fight for what matters to you. And there's something on a deep level inside, maybe hidden, that really matters to you a lot, Capricorn, that you don't really talk to too many people about, but you may make some progress on that front this weekend. The third card you have here is the Page of Swords. And it looks like a message arriving. The swords are about intellectual pursuits. You may be getting some message about something related to intellectual pursuits. The Page of Swords also is just curious, a very quizzical look on his face there. Just a very curious energy. There may be something that, some intellectual pursuit, some curiosity that you're following up on this weekend that has to do with this hidden matter for you that you're willing to defend. It's a very interesting reading, Capricorn. I wish I could explore it further, but I want to make sure I get everyone in. So we'll move on now to Aquarius. And if you're a Capricorn and you're watching this, you want to leave a note and let me know how your weekend went, or if that resonated with you, if it really made sense to you. I'd love to hear about it. Just going to do a quick little shuffle here. Before we read for Aquarius. I should try to timestamp this too so that everybody can find just their sign if they want to. Alright, Aquarius for the weekend. Spirit, do we have any messages for Aquarius for the weekend? What can we find for our friends, Aquarius friends? Anything to think about for the weekend? Any guideposts, any thoughts? Anything that Aquarius needs to focus on this weekend? Any messages from Spirit for Aquarius this weekend? Cards have gotten quite sticky here, Aquarius. Feel this sense of you don't want to talk. You're kind of done with the talking. I don't know what that is. Sometimes I just get these feelings, these knowings, and for Aquarius, you just feel, it's not that you don't want to feel, but you just are so tired of feeling. There's been so much emotion. Yeah, I just really feel like you're feeling like a sponge that's been wrung out, and you just don't know how much more feeling you can take because you've gone very deep lately, Aquarius. Deep into your emotions. Just one more card for Aquarius. Spirit, and one more card for Aquarius. One almost jumped. One more card for Aquarius, Spirit. Yeah. One more card. One more card for Aquarius. Aquarius, we started out with the Queen of Pentacles, then we had the Knight of Wands reversed, even though I'm not reading reversals. It came out that way, so I'll read it that way, and then the Six of Swords. So your Queen of Pentacles is, it's an interesting set of energies. Queen of Pentacles here, she's holding that, I don't know what that is, a rabbit? A goat? Maybe it's a goat. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's about being practical, right? The material comforts of life, feeling secure financially, but it can also be about getting in touch with your body and feeling, valuing your physical self. This Knight of Wands coming out reversed like that is about feeling like you don't have direction. But it's also, being unpredictable, not paying attention to, sorry, I can't get closer here. It's being a little reckless, maybe, not thinking about the consequences. So it's possible that you, okay, This is a really specific read. The third card is the Six of Wands, which is about leaving, going away. See how they're in the boat, and it almost looks from this imagery like they're going toward that castle, but they're not. They're leaving. They're leaving home. And so I kind of get the sense here. No, maybe it's the Swords. I'm sorry, Six of Swords, not Six of Wands. If I said Six of Wands, I didn't mean that. So it can be just, it's transition, right? But most of the time it's about leaving something behind. I think maybe you are, you're starting to get more comfortable in your body. Maybe you've lost weight recently. Maybe you've toned up at the gym. Maybe you're starting for the first time to get some actual attention from the opposite sex, and or from the same sex, if that's you know, where your romantic and physical interests go. Where you're getting attention, physical, sensual attention, and it's sort of new for you, and it all feels a little bit reckless, and there's a transition going on. So I think maybe that's what I sense here for you, Aquarius, whoever this is for, that there's something about this weekend where you're just starting to get comfortable in your body after some transition and change. And I wish I could explore that more, but I can't right now because I want to try to get all of you a little bit of something for the weekend. The next will be Pisces. These are all, see, this is the thing. They're so interesting. All of these things, I really want to explore each of these stories further and learn more about what's being said. What is this message? What's going on? And maybe, you know, 3 cards isn't very much. It's a little hard to get a good read on anything with just 3 cards. But I'm going to try to get something out there for you, because I just feel like there's probably, I love reading, and I had a little time, so. All right, let's look now for Pisces. Pisces for the weekend. Spirit, is there any guidance for Pisces for the weekend? What do we have for Spirit? What do we have for Spirit? What do we have for Pisces, Spirit? Just 2 or 3 cards for Pisces for the weekend. Anything for Pisces? Guidance for Pisces? Things to think about? Guideposts. What does Pisces need to know for the weekend? Is that 1 or 2? Oh, it's 3. All right. So we have the 2 of Cups. An offer of partnership, unity. There's some connection, potentially a new connection, potentially a reconciliation. Then we have the 10 of Swords, which is about loss, like failure, right? You tried and you failed spectacularly. This it's completion, right? But it's collapse and failure and defeat. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles, which is feeling like you're left out in the cold, feeling like you're in poverty and you have no resources. The really interesting thing about this is, she's blind, she cannot see, but those pentacles are still behind her. She still has the resources, she's just not looking, she's not seeing what she still has access to. She feels insecure, she feels like there's a financial difficulty, but it isn't necessarily the case. And then we have the Empress upside down, and we had the Empress earlier, right side up. The Empress coming through here upside down can be this sort of energy of smothering, feeling smothered, or you're smothering somebody else, being nosy, feeling empty, and that emptiness is leading you to be really needy and dependent on folks. It's not really a great reading, Pisces. I could try to spin this in some way. I mean, it feels like there's a partnership this weekend. You're in a partnership, or you're contemplating a partnership. But you're coming at it feeling needy, feeling like, you know, you're broke, you have no resources, and you're a complete failure. So I'd say there's somebody who wants to be with you, and that is being challenged by your feelings of insecurity, because that's one big old insecurity pie right there, isn't it? All that together, that screams insecure. Really unhappy with yourself, you don't love yourself, so how are you going to go into this relationship? So, Pisces, I think your message from Spirit for the weekend is, this could be something really great. It really can be. It truly can be. And this cat wouldn't come meet the other cat if it didn't want to get to know the cat better, if it didn't think the cat was all that already. So try to spend some time this weekend thinking about you and how you love yourself, because I think that is where Spirit wants your energy to be this weekend. Don't think Spirit wants you to miss out on a great opportunity because you're all up in your head. And sometimes we do get in our heads, and sometimes, you know, it's all about the brain chemistry. So drink lots of water, eat healthy food, make sure you're sleeping. If you have to take a melatonin supplement or something, if you need to go see your doctor for some help with that, do, because sleep is a huge, crucial thing for your mental health. Cannot say that enough. You need sleep for your body, for your mind, for your emotions, for balance. You need to sleep. So, anyway, that's your self-care tips for the weekend from Spirit, Pisces. Let's see. Let's try a few more, see if we can get them all in. We're going to go for Aries now. Spirit, any messages for Aries for the weekend? Any guideposts for Aries for the weekend? What can we tell Aries? What about Aries weekend? Anything for Aries for the weekend? Just a couple more cards, please. Spirit, a couple more cards for Aries for the weekend. One more card. One more card for Aries. Knight of Wands again, but upright.